Если он сработает.
Мам, нужны. Сейчас спросим. Get out of my hand. Get out of there. I'm starting to regret my idea.
Nature is predictable, but encounters with humans and the supernatural are quite the opposite. From a lone camper being stalked by a silent man in an off-road vehicle, to a mysterious figure caught hiding in the ruins of Pripyat, these stories prove that empty spaces are rarely truly empty. When the atmosphere changes, will you trust your intuition or your equipment? In October 2022, a solo camper from the YouTube channel Alyssa Vanilla parked her van on remote BLM land outside Tucson, Arizona. Her content focuses on solo female van life, long stretches of driving quiet campsites, and the realities of living alone in wide open spaces. That day, temperatures climbed close to 100 degrees. The desert felt empty, and a single tree provided the only shade for miles. The setting felt remote and controllable until someone became aware of her presence.
Currently, I think it's like 96 degrees, and I'm parked, as you can kind of see by the shadow, in front of a tree. The one tree I found in the desert, thank God. Oh my God, I'm getting bit by fire ants. What the hell? Dude, I was like, what's stinging me? Okay, I needed some space to myself. I've been in the city for a few days. I did laundry today, so I need a place to just put my laundry away. So I was in town and I just grabbed a pizza and then came out here. I need space to myself. I want to test to see if I'll make it in courtside, but it is really hot. Again, if this tree was not here, I wouldn't be.
She starts by settling into the campsite, concentrating on routine tasks like cleaning, organizing, and dealing with ants moving through the heat. The van sits beneath a lone tree surrounded by open desert in every direction. The area feels still almost unnervingly so, with no sign of other campers nearby. As she works, the feeling of total isolation becomes more apparent, right before the sound of an engine interrupts the silence.
Hi.
I'm just kind of checking, making sure everybody's got enough water. And
Oh, okay. Are you a ranger or?
no, I just live close. So I kind of come out and check, make sure, because I know there's a lot of people that come out here that don't have a lot.
I'm fine right now.
I had shit stolen from my house 2 years ago, so I started making myself open to people that were out here, giving them my name so they knew who I was.
Yeah.
You know what? It's worked for me. Nobody steals shit from my house anymore.
And what is your name?
Johnny. If you need water, I have a hose outside that runs all the time. Stop there, fill your water jugs, whatever you need. And those that I get to know well enough, they're welcome to actually come in and use the shower a couple times a week. I'm
that's
not
nice.
home. My wife is. My children are. So if you need a shower, you're welcome to, come by. It would probably work better if you came by while I was there a couple of times, just so my wife gets to know you, so she doesn't think there's something stupid going on.
Right.
It's not mine. It's not mine.
Okay, well, thank you.
A man approaches and identifies himself as John, claiming he lives nearby and checks on people camping in the area. His manner is relaxed and friendly, almost practiced. He mentions water talks about his home and even suggests access to a shower. None of his comments are directly threatening, but the offers feel unnecessary. The longer he remains talking, the harder it becomes to ignore how closely he is watching her in the van.
Hey,
Hi.
so you have a guy on the mountain up there that is watching you with binoculars.
Okay, well, that's unnerving. Well, I guess I won't be staying.
Well, it's not that you can't stay. Just, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
The other side of the mountain is safer.
Really?
Yes. He's driving a older Dodge pickup, and he told me he comes out here and offers water to people, but I would stay away from him. He told me he parks up there and looks around to see who might need water, who might need this, who might need that. You see that white truck? Underneath the tree? Come out here and I'll show you. Just so you know.
Yeah, it's also just odd that there's not really anybody out here.
Get a good description of that truck. It's white and burgundy. Honestly, I'd move to the other side.
I did want to stay, but if there's somebody watching me, then obviously I don't think I should stay out here at all.
After he leaves, the quiet returns briefly. This time the stillness feels heavier. Then John returns. He warns her that another man is watching from the mountain and suggests she relocate to the opposite side of the hill. She looks toward the slope but sees nothing. No vehicle, no movement, no evidence, just open terrain. As she begins packing up to leave, John stays close.
So just finishing up my laundry and then I'll probably have to leave, but that's okay. Do you need anything?
No.
Okay.
No.
He sits on his ATV silent watching. He gives no explanation. He does not leave. The silence stretches longer than before, filled with unanswered questions. She finishes loading the van and drives away, choosing distance before the unease can deepen. Many viewers later questioned whether the warning was meant as protection or as a way to gauge her response. The changing story, the silence, and the insistence on moving locations raise concerns. If the danger was never visible, what was the warning really meant to accomplish? In October 2023, a solo survival journey from the YouTube channel Outdoor Boys unfolds deep within the rainforest of Southeast Alaska. The channel centers on camping survival techniques and extended stays in harsh wilderness environments. Luke enters the rainforest alone, surrounded by saturated ground, thick vegetation, and constant damp air. The arrival of the plane is delayed, and that delay makes the isolation feel immediate. In a forest where moisture never truly leaves solitude feels less like adventure and more like uncertainty.
Look at this place, it's a cold jungle. Everything is covered in moss. Well, this is the lake I was trying to find. Unfortunately, I'm on the wrong end of the lake. Hold on. There's a little something over there. Check it out, it's an old trolley. All the wood's rotted away, but you can still see the metal frame. You can see the trolley pretty good here. Now, I think normally the water level's a little bit lower and you can walk out to that thing. Look at this. There we go, we got ourselves a nice little shelter. Oh, that's delicious. It's not fancy, but it's warm and it's quick. Two things I really appreciate right now.
While moving along the water's edge, he comes across an old rusted trolley resting quietly beside the lake. The metal structure is damaged and heavily corroded, clearly left behind long ago. It feels misplaced, like a reminder that people once came here and not all departures were clean or final. The first day passes without issue. Luke secures shelter, prepares food, and settles in. Everything functions as expected. The forest feels controllable, but the second day changes the atmosphere.
Rumor has it there's brook trout in this lake, and I haven't caught a brook trout in a long time. Fishing isn't going great, the rain's picking up, and I am soaked to the bone. I think I might head back. I think I need to do something to warm myself up, and I got an idea. I'm starting to regret my idea. Okay, half of me is being boiled alive, half of me is freezing to death, and there's just a little bit of sweet spot. Oh, I think I've got the temperature dialed in pretty good. That hot water pipe is just a touch too hot, so I got a little bit of that warm waterfall coming in, mixing with it, just perfect. Between the hiking and the canoeing, I'm a little salt, pepper, a little pork jowl bacon on there, green onion, and a whole bunch of cilantro. There you go. Even with the dry kindling, that fire isn't taking aggressively. There's so much humidity in the air. I put these wet pieces of wood up here so they can dry, but they'll also act as a roof if it starts to rain, which will protect the fire. That smells good. I gotta tell you what, I'm feeling very fortunate right now. Got a nice warm fire. The rain has been really light. I got a full belly. Really, the only thing I can complain about right now is that I've got 2 visitors. No, get out of my tent. There's mice all over. Oh, mice can cause a lot of damage. Anything fuzzy, they want to steal it and take it to their nest.
He decides to fish for salmon. Conditions shift quickly. Rain increases, soaking his clothing and equipment. Cold and wet, he turns back, forced to focus on maintaining body heat. To recover, he returns to a hot spring he located earlier. The warmth offers relief, but staying too long risks injury, and stepping away means immediate cold. Safety and danger exist side by side. Later, starting a fire becomes difficult due to the extreme humidity. Inside the tent, mice begin disturbing the shelter, preventing proper rest. The following day, Luke packs up and moves to the beach to wait for the plane.
Well, I got a bit of bad news. I just got a message from the pilot that they're weathered in at Ketchikan, and they can't come get me. I don't know how long it's gonna last. All I know is the pilot said he'd give me an update in 2 hours. I need to get out of this rain. I'm getting soaked. I'm wet from the waist down and a little bit cold, but at least I'm not in the rain anymore. Well, the rain eased up and I got a message from the pilot. They're still socked in Ketchikan, so I'm not getting rescued anytime soon. I'm freezing. I'm just gonna walk up and down this beach till I'm warm.
Rain continues. Then a message arrives. The plane cannot land due to weather. Waiting stretches on for hours, turning a planned trip into true isolation. After 5 hours in cold rain, the plane finally arrives. Luke returns home safely, leaving the forest behind, but not without impact. Viewers noted that the most unsettling element wasn't wildlife, but uncertainty. Delays, weather, and isolation slowly altered this situation. When rescue depends entirely on factors beyond control, how quickly does preparation stop being enough? In April 2020, a solitary night takes place near Lake Superior in Two Harbors, Minnesota. The footage comes from the YouTube channel Mav, known for fishing excursions, road travel, and sleeping in a truck at quiet outdoor locations. Mav identifies a spot that appears suitable for an overnight truck camp positioned close to where he plans to fish. But after observing the surroundings more closely, small details begin to challenge that sense of security.
Alright, so I need to get the heck out of this spot. I originally picked that spot because that's where I was gonna fish in the morning. But there's like a bunch of cars driving around there. I talked to one of the kids and he's a high schooler from the area. It's kind of annoying, like, having people drive by and, like, I don't know, zipping on past all the time. So we're gonna find a different spot.
The area feels less like a quiet pull-off and more like a place where people stop and remain. With several vehicles nearby, he decides to move on and search for a different location. Later that night, however, he returns to the same spot, unaware that this decision will make the night anything but calm.
Kind of a weird little stealth camping, boondocking type deal I've got going on tonight. I'm not gonna have this light on in here for very long because people can probably see pretty well. The salmon like to bite, apparently right when it turns light out, so I'm gonna wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Alright, so there's people right outside. I know you can't see me right now, but I can't risk turning on any lights. Alright, well, they just want to hang out and play music, that's fine.
Once settled, Mav switches into stealth mode. Interior lights are turned off, and movement inside the truck is kept to a minimum. Too many people had passed through earlier, and avoiding attention feels necessary. Even in complete darkness, the area feels exposed as though the truck can still be noticed without being seen.
Alright, so my main camera has died. It's about 2:30 in the morning. There was like 2 kids out this way. I woke up to like, it sounded like something dragging on the ground. It sounded like it was in like this general direction and close to the truck. It had to have been close. This dragging goes on and then all of a sudden there's a pop. ricocheting bullet hitting concrete. Another one went off, and it sounded like a small gun. It's 2:30 or 3 in the morning, and there's high schoolers outside of my truck playing with the gun. That's really reassuring. If I hear them come back and I hear that gun go off again, I'm probably just gonna have to set my car alarm off. I'd hate for a stray bullet to come through the back of this thing, even if it is from a 22. It could hit me right here and I could be dead. So I got 2 more hours to sleep. So I'm gonna try to do that.
As he tries to rest, unfamiliar noises interrupt the quiet. Engines rev in the distance, voices carry through the night. Then sharp popping sounds break out, sudden, loud, and close. Whatever is happening, it seems to be occurring nearby with no clear way to judge the distance or intent.
Last night, I was doing some thinking after I shut the camera off. I realized that there's a metal garbage can about 50 yards this way. So I believe those kids were dragging out a garbage can and shooting it with a 22. I did hear one of the kids yell, "Ow," after the last shot went off, and then heard a ricochet from the garbage can, heard the kid yell, "Ow," and then I never heard him again. Maybe one of them got hit or something, but it was so close to my truck, and if that was the garbage can they were shooting at, it's likely that they're shooting like right towards this way. It is so chilly. Alright folks, well, we're walking out onto this freshwater jetty. Jeez.
By morning, the cause becomes visible. Roughly 50 yards from the truck, a metal trash can bears fresh bullet holes from a .22 caliber round. Mav believes the same group from the night before dragged it out and used it for target practice. The disturbance now has physical evidence. Despite the cold wind and the wait of the night before Mav heads to the lake to fish, conditions are harsh. After around 45 minutes, he stops and leaves, carrying the sense that the night ended without clear answers. Many viewers felt the most disturbing element wasn't the sound itself, but the uncertainty, people nearby, limited visibility, and no obvious escape. When danger comes from careless behavior rather than clear intent, how do you decide whether staying still is safer than leaving? In 2022, an unsettling piece of content surfaced on YouTube after being uploaded by a user browsing through Google Street View. The individual was virtually navigating the streets of Pripyat, an abandoned city in Ukraine located near the border with Belarus. Pripyat was once home to almost 50,000 residents, most of whom were employed at the nearby Chernobyl nuclear power plant, before the 1986 catastrophe forced a full evacuation. Today, the city stands as a preserved ghost town, known for its haunting landmarks, including the deteriorating amusement park and its corroded Ferris wheel. What the user came across, however, suggested the city might not be completely empty. In the footage, a woman can be seen standing behind a tree, partially obscured by the metal structure of the Ferris wheel. The figure is easy to miss at first, but once noticed, her presence feels deliberate, as if she is trying not to be seen. Why she was there, or what she was doing in that location, remains entirely unclear. The moment is deeply unsettling, especially given that Pripyat is not meant to have any residents. It raises uneasy questions about what may still linger in places believed to be deserted. There's no confirmed explanation for her appearance. Do you think some places are never truly empty? On September 14th, 2024, a man from Russia uploaded a video to YouTube that remains deeply unsettling to watch. At the time, he was walking alone through a remote stretch of wilderness when he encountered something he would not soon forget.
Бросила вас мамка. Да. Что, все, пойдем домой? Пойдем домой. Мамка, не нужны мы. Бросила. Маманя, тебе дети нужны?
A large black bear is seen moving calmly near him, accompanied by 2 cubs staying close at her side. The animal comes within just a few feet of the man passing directly beside him without displaying any signs of aggression or defensive behavior. The man stays composed as the mother bear, and her cubs continue to move slowly around him. The situation feels extremely tense, as though it could turn dangerous at any moment, yet it never does. The encounter ends without sudden movement or an attack. What makes the video stand out is how ordinary the moment appears despite the obvious risk. Watching someone remain so calm with a bear only feet away is difficult to comprehend, especially considering how unpredictable such encounters typically are. Some viewers suggest the bear may have been accustomed to humans or previously fed, which could explain the calm reaction. Even so, experts continue to warn that wild bears are unpredictable and should never be approached. Luke has a strong passion for the outdoors. He spends a large part of his life camping not only for the scenery, but because he genuinely enjoys being immersed in nature. On his channel, he frequently talks about his gear, and in a video uploaded on March 20th of 2025, he ventures into the wilderness to explore a rugged mountain known as Devil's Throne.
This is an episode that a lot of people have been looking forward to, and that includes myself. This is my 4th time to the Devil's Throne over the years, and every single time I've experienced some odd things. Already, I've had 2 experiences just coming up the mountain here. I'm not alone up here. Something is with me. I hear footsteps, I drop my pack, I take off running, I can find nothing. I make it back to my pack, I'm hearing footsteps again.
It was a trip many viewers were looking forward to, especially due to the area's reputation. Unusual incidents seem to occur each time he goes there. Even before reaching the mountain, thick fog moves in creating an uneasy atmosphere. As he climbs higher, he starts to hear unexplained noises. These aren't caused by wind or rustling branches, but distinct heavy footsteps coming from straight ahead. Each time he stops to look, there's no one there. Despite this, he continues with his plan to camp overnight, unaware of what may follow. Devil's Throne itself is a massive rock structure formed from layered stone that extends outward from the mountaintop. Because of its size, it creates natural cover, allowing anyone beneath it to stay dry even during bad weather.
This large rock structure, everyone, is the Devil's Throne. Basically, it's a series of rocks stacked on top of each other. It is extremely cool because of the size of this. When you're underneath this gigantic rock, it could be storming outside, and underneath here, you will stay dry.
After a long hike, Luke reaches his campsite, sets up his gear, makes coffee, and enjoys a short moment of peace. For a brief time, everything's completely quiet. That quiet doesn't last. An unfamiliar sound breaks the stillness.
I wish I could tell you all what that is. Like, it's like just out of my reach as far as my hearing goes, you know? It's like one of those things where, like, if it was just a little bit louder, but I can't. It sounds weird though, that's for sure. When I was hiking up the mountain, I heard footsteps. I heard that strange noise. I hear it again now. I wanted to come up here, spend the night, see what happens, and I will share with you all my experiences. Already a bit strange, you know what I mean?
And Luke can't tell where it's coming from or what's causing it. The sense of isolation fades, replaced by the feeling that something else is close by. Later, as night settles in and he prepares his next meal, the sounds return.
I am still hearing that sound. It's pretty loud too. Closer. Unfortunately, it's too foggy, the rocks are too wet to go mess around in the dark. Basically, I'm hunkered down for the night. That is so weird. There's that noise again. Every time I hear it, it sounds like it's in a different place. I don't know. It doesn't seem to be coming any closer. Like when we were eating, it was pretty loud, but now it's fairly far off. And that makes it kind of strange, you know what I mean?
Thick fog and slick rocks keep him from moving, while the noises continue shifting position, but never fully stopping. Combined with the earlier footsteps, the situation becomes hard to dismiss, especially since he is entirely alone on the mountain. The sounds may have a natural cause, but their timing and movement remain difficult to explain. Do you think this was wildlife, or something that still can't be explained? A content creator known for exploring sites linked to unexplained phenomena returns to a location that has stayed with him for years. In a video uploaded on December 11th, 2025 on the channel Tim Morozov, Tim revisits an abandoned estate often called Vonagget Castle, a place he says left a lasting and deeply personal mark on him from his very first visit. Tim explains that this was one of the earliest locations where he felt what he describes as true mysticism. It wasn't fear alone that lingered, but a powerful sense of connection. During a visit years earlier, he believes he encountered more than simple paranormal activity, something far more unsettling. Tim says his cameras recorded what looked like a living being observing him from a distance. Whatever it was never attacked, but the unanswered encounter that is something he has never been able to forget. After years of staying away, Tim finally returns. From the moment he arrives, the place feels changed. The estate is more overgrown, more deteriorated, and visibly unstable. Collapsing walls and dense vegetation surround the structure. What once intrigued him now fills him with anxiety, and standing there, he feels a strong urge to leave, as if the building itself is pushing him away. Despite that instinct, Tim proceeds with his investigation. He sets up equipment intended to detect and amplify paranormal activity, placing devices near the entrance where the figure was once recorded, and positioning cameras throughout the estate.
Надеюсь, я услышу отсюда прибор, если он сработает. И если меня кто-нибудь слышит, дайте знак или ответьте мне.
As night falls and he moves deeper inside, the atmosphere begins to shift. Tim acknowledges that some might suggest an animal could explain the disturbances, but he insists the equipment responds only to paranormal energy. He adjusts the devices, convinced something has entered the building.
Кто здесь?
For a moment, he considers the possibility of another person being inside, but quickly dismisses it. The estate is too isolated, with no nearby roads or signs of human activity.
Без прибора. Снова что-то отбросило мою камеру.
As the night continues, the experience feels disturbingly familiar. Tim admits he doesn't capture clear footage of the entity, but the sensation is unmistakable. He expands his setup, placing cameras on multiple levels, including the basement, and positioning a thermal camera near the entrance, even as the structure becomes increasingly dangerous to move through. Without realizing it at the time, one of the cameras records something unusual.
Снова на этом месте сигнал. Сейчас он не прекращается.
Hours later, as morning approaches, the activity fades. There's no direct encounter or clear reveal, and by the time Tim leaves, it feels as though whatever was inside has retreated. It isn't until he returns home that he notices what he missed, a mist-like figure moving silently through part of the castle. That discovery changes everything. Whatever occupies the estate never fully revealed itself, but it left something behind. Sometimes what goes unnoticed in the moment is what lingers the longest.
Hello? I can see it. It looks like its tail. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna go for it. I got its tail. I got its tail. I got its tail. Oh. Oh. Oh.
You good, bro? Like,
Unless you want to go missing.
there it is, right there.
Outdoor encounters often share a chilling commonality, the sudden shift from peaceful silence to a feeling of being hunted. We see this when a camper in Arizona is stalked by unexplained loud cracks in the darkness, and again when a YouTube crew discovers a mysterious arrow pointing deeper into a crime-ridden forest. These moments remind us that isolation is rarely empty. If the woods started mimicking your every sound, would you stay to investigate or disappear before sunrise? On March 23rd, 2025, YouTuber Owen from the channel Exploring with Owen releases a video documenting his exploration of 2 deteriorating barns, concealed deep within a secluded forested area. What starts as a normal investigation quickly develops into an encounter far more intense than anything paranormal.
Today, I'm going to be exploring these 2 abandoned barns behind me. These aren't any ordinary barns either. So basically, these barns, first of all, are in the middle of absolutely nowhere. I'm literally in the middle of the woods. A person was snowshoeing around this area, and they heard screaming coming from over the hill. And they heard that it was coming from inside the barn, and there was 4 people tied up, and those 4 people were also on the missing list for this area. There was some sort of kidnapper involved in this whole thing, but anyways, we're about to—
Owen travels into a remote location to film the abandoned barns. The buildings are located far from any populated areas, surrounded by thick woodland, creating a heavy sense of isolation and unease.
Also kind of just like wood, like not. What was that? Might have been something falling. That creeped me out. I'm leaving now. What was that? There was like a giant bang. You had to pick up on camera for sure. During my reconnaissance earlier, I did see a little like sliding door on the back.
This is private property, right?
No, I didn't.
Go.
I'm sorry.
Get the camera out of my face. This is private property. Oh my god. Last person you want on this property didn't make it back. I'm not gonna lie. So, dude, you need to get off now.
Hey, yo,
Go.
stop screaming
Go.
at me, bro. Yo, what the heck? Yo, holy crap. Dude, holy crap.
Found you. Get out of the barn.
This guy's insane.
Get out of
I'm sorry, bro.
Get out of the barn.
Okay, I'm sorry. Holy crap. Just chill, bro. Just chill.
Get out.
I'm going. What's going on?
While moving through the site, an elderly man suddenly emerges and confronts Owen. His behavior is hostile. He asserts the land is private property and makes it clear Owen is not welcome, immediately changing the situation. Based on the man's actions, Owen understands that remaining could be dangerous and chooses to leave right away.
You good, bro? Like,
Unless you want to go missing.
dude, chill. Holy crap, dude. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't break anything. Holy crap, stop. Yo, bro, stop. Yo, this guy's insane. Bro, he had a pitchfork. What? Dude, this guy's crazy. I've never seen something like that before. You don't want to go missing like the others. Bro, my face is so cold I can't even talk. I'm so like numb. You think that was the kidnapper? I'm probably gonna blur his face just for privacy, but like, bro.
As he pulls back, the man makes a disturbing remark about people who have gone missing nearby, seemingly intended to intimidate him. Owen manages to leave the location and return home unharmed, but the encounter leaves a lasting and unsettling impression. When exploring isolated areas, it's important to expect unexpected situations and always prioritize personal safety. If you were suddenly confronted like this, what would you do to get away safely? The YouTube channel Exploring with Angelo is known for entering locations associated with unexplained activity. In this video, Angelo returns alongside his friend Frankie to a remote area known as the Redeye Demon Forest, a place that has never provided him with clear answers. The channel focuses on direct hands-on investigation rather than legends. Uploaded on January 4th, 2025, the night starts off calm, but before they can fully settle in, the forest responds as if it is aware of their presence.
Whoa. The hell? Okay, now it just sounded like something got thrown or... the hell was that? Hello? Okay.
At first, the disturbances don't feel immediately dangerous, but their familiarity creates unease. A loud, heavy sound is heard nearby, despite calm weather, and no visible signs of wildlife.
Was it that thing move?
I don't know.
Does that thing even move anymore?
I don't think so.
Weird. Alright, well we're here. More or less anyway. Alright, home sweet home. Our old fire pit is still here.
And untouched.
Yeah. Oh, it is moving. Look at that.
It is?
Yeah. I've never seen that move before.
Neither have I.
Cool. I mean, I didn't really think it was anything paranormal to begin with. It just kind of caught us off guard.
Angelo and Frankie decide to continue assuming another camper may be somewhere deeper in the woods. For a brief period, the forest falls silent. Still, comfort is short-lived in a place like this. Strange activity resumes, forcing them to remain alert as they prepare their camp.
So, one espresso coming up.
The hell is that?
I saw two red eyes just over there staring at me. That's why I literally freaked out. It was like just about to finish. So
Oh, okay.
It was, but what the f did I just see? Cozy. Well, at least this time we know we got lots of space in here. That's for sure. Just make sure I don't have anything super important out here.
Despite the tension, they attempt to stay calm and eventually retreat into their tent.
I think that's that fan thing again.
The squeaky noise, yeah, but not that other sound.
Why must you disrupt my comfort? I don't see nothing.
I don't know if that makes me feel better or worse.
I don't know. I'm gonna try and sleep.
This is not what caterpillar feels like.
Yeah, I know.
Although the night passes without clear visual evidence, unusual sounds return just before morning.
Okay, that time it sounded like an animal, but the first time it sounded like an animal.
Yeah, we heard something and it...
Okay. Maybe... I don't know.
I have no idea.
I'm not sure.
Oh, that's like right over there.
Yeah.
So we're packing up here, but... That doesn't sound right.
Doesn't.
No.
Almost sounds like it's in pain.
The noises carry through the trees, sounding strained or mimicked. Rather than wait for answers, they pack up quickly and leave before sunrise. The experience ends without explanation, leaving unanswered questions about what may have been nearby. Nighttime in the forest can become unsettling quickly, especially when sounds and movement are difficult to interpret. Some campers choose to leave early when things feel wrong, while others stay cautious and listen closely. If you were there overnight, how would you respond? In September 2010, a father and his sons attempted to deal with an unknown animal that had been burrowing holes across their backyard after it had already injured one of their dogs. Believing they could stop the destruction by capturing it themselves, the family made a choice that quickly proved to be dangerous.
We've got a pest problem in the backyard. It keeps digging up holes in the garden and in the lawn, but our dogs have gone after it. It bloodied up one of the dogs. The best thing I think we can do is catch it. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a hose, flood it out, and see what happens.
Despite warnings to avoid interfering, the father reached into one of the freshly dug holes, convinced he had hold of the animal's tail. That belief was incorrect.
Going down in the hole here. Okay, Mikey, take the camera. I can see it in there.
Dad, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, Dad.
It can't be that bad. It's just a critter.
It might bite you.
I can see it. It looks like its tail. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna go for it. Oh, I got its tail. I got its tail. I got its tail. Oh.
The animal attacked, biting him and causing a serious injury. The wound later required 12 stitches, highlighting the force behind the bite. The fact that the animal was able to harm a dog and leave a grown man needing 12 stitches shows it was far more powerful than expected. He was likely lucky there were no further complications, especially if the animal had been venomous. When faced with an unfamiliar creature like this, how should people really react? Work less, enjoy life. More is a YouTube channel created by Larry, an outdoor enthusiast who prefers slow, mindful time in nature alongside his dogs Mason and Marty. On October 16th, 2024, he camps by himself in a secluded mountain forest south of Flagstaff, Arizona, setting up in a burn scar regeneration area and expecting a calm, uneventful night, unaware that silence would not last. After preparing dinner over the fire, Larry steps inside his camper to eat. Only moments later, a sudden loud crack cuts through the forest, sounding similar to either a gunshot or a large branch snapping under heavy force. The unexpected noise instantly shifts the mood.
There's been times where I'm out here, or not out here, but in the woods. You know, you just hear something you can't explain. You know, I don't know, it just gets your anxiety all worked up. starting to get cold. I had to switch into my sweatshirt. Fire feels good though. I catch myself just sitting here listening. Part of me just wants it to be a cow or a coyote or something. Like I just want to see something that I could know that it was it. The dogs are fighting.
Larry goes back outside to check the area but finds nothing out of place. He returns to his meal, though the sound stays on his mind. Later, while sitting near the fire again, the noise repeats.
Hi.
This time, Mason and Marty react immediately, alert and focused on the surrounding darkness. Larry sweeps the tree line with his flashlight, but nothing becomes visible. Alone in the wide forest, with unexplained sounds and no clear source, the feeling of isolation intensifies. In remote wilderness areas, loud noises can have many explanations, but uncertainty can be deeply unsettling. Was this simply the forest responding on its own, or was something else nearby? What would you do if you were camping alone and heard this? On September 21st, 2021, a calm night takes place inside a parked van somewhere in British Columbia, Canada. The footage comes from the Cat Lady Van, a YouTube channel where Emmy records daily van life, preparing simple food, looking after her cat, and sharing honest thoughts from the road. What starts as a peaceful routine evening slowly shifts as Emmy remembers a past event that still stays with her.
What do you want, kitty? Been talking. Yes, I hear you. Oh, the joy of making your bed inside your van. Nothing better than spending half an hour just to end up removing everything and falling asleep. The joy of putting shit together when you live in a van. We're pretty much ready to go to bed right now. People ask me sometime in my life that I'm scared by myself, living in a van. Did that happen sometimes that I heard a little noise outside and I'm just like, that happened too, that I decide to change place just before going to bed. I usually like stay, like if you want, and kind of like listen the place and see like that seems to be a good place and just move. So while I'm here, I just want to share one of my worst. In fact, that's funny because that was with my boyfriend at the time. Camping, if you want, for 2 weeks, and we're kind of like looking for a place to maybe. We decided to take his Astro van, which is a van kind of like low roof, like smaller. I think it's 4x8 the dimension in the back. And we were in the town, which is, and meant not huge but quite big. And we parked in the place that maybe wasn't the greatest. And his van was looking like really like pretty much a van that could have tools and work in this place. In the middle of the night, I heard a car, like probably, let's say, midnight. That was a dead road. So right away, especially when you're not used to live in a car and all that, and the car left. I fell back asleep.
The night feels ordinary inside the van, until Emmy begins describing a past experience. She talks about a 2-week trip in an Astro van parked late one night in a quiet construction zone near Edmonton, Alberta. The area felt safe, at first empty dark, and easy to remain unnoticed. But shortly after midnight, a car slowly drives into the dead-end road, and then leaves, breaking the silence.
Maybe an hour after, the car came back with not the same vibe, and a fight started right behind our van. I was stressing. I was so worried that those guys would decide to break into our van. I don't know, maybe 20 minutes. It was a really big fight. We could not understand what it was about. I was worried. I'm like, oh, did they have guns? Bad and severe the fight would go, and yeah, I was worried.
An hour later, the quiet never fully returns. Sounds resume outside, but with no visibility. Emmy and her partner remain silent inside the van, left with nothing to do but wait and listen.
They end up leaving, and that was the end of like the worst nightmare that I had in the van. That didn't stop me from living in the van, and since I'm by myself and I never had any problem at all, what I want to say and tell you with this story is you can live in an apartment and have your neighbor have a big fight. That was not something toward me, that was something outside. It was still scary. Even if I'm my boyfriend.
Eventually, the noise fades. No one comes near the van. The night ends without direct contact, but the fear remains. The most disturbing part wasn't violence itself, but the powerless waiting. This story shows how danger can appear anywhere without warning. If you were trapped inside, unable to see what was happening outside, would you stay silent or try to leave? The footage originates from Hawkman Appalachia Explorations, a YouTube channel recognized for immersive trips to historical sites associated with violence, conflict, and alleged hauntings. Uploaded on April 10th, 2021, the video follows Hawkman after finishing work as he drives into rural Tennessee. His objective is to reach two locations, Drummond's Bridge and Fort Anderson, with less than an hour of daylight remaining. As he heads toward these destinations, a sense of anticipation grows mixed with discomfort shaped by their troubled histories.
Drummond's Trestle. There's actually two locations on the internet. There's a place called Coal Creek. This place was a mining operations. There was an actual Coal Creek War. This was mainly between the miners and the Tennessee. The Tennessee had taken convicts and allowed them to do mining jobs. It was just a little bit, but then it started growing, and the miners didn't like that, so they sent the convicts back. We don't want them up here because they're taking our jobs. Tennessee government didn't like that, so he sent in the National Guard. Eventually tried to put down the uprising, and they established a fort up here, actually, Fort Anderson. In the midst of all this, Richard Drummond was a coal miner. He also was a veteran of the Navy, and he got in a skirmish with a National Guardsman and killed that National Guardsman. That National Guard unit, they hung him on this trestle bridge. No jury, no court, no nothing. This is the real bridge here. The Drummond's Bridge. Haunted. It is kind of late. This is it. Had a lot of rain up here, a lot of flooding, and obviously we can see that. I think I hear a ghost. That's it right there. Don't see any ghosts walking across it. Supposedly, right between those two piers right there is where he was hung. It's kind of hard to see with the trees. There we are. Should I walk across it? Get stuck? Here comes a four-wheeler now. Walking across it. Somebody's shooting a gun. I better get out of here. A lot of dogs and hear a lot of gunfire, but I don't hear any ghosts or see any. There it is right there. There's the two piers where he was hung. Looks fairly kind of new in a way, but alright. Get out of here again before I get shot.
Hawkman's primary destination is Richard Drummond's Bridge near Riceville, a place connected to violent events from the past. As dust settles in the area, feels remote and oppressive. While recording near the bridge, he stops after hearing a strange echoing noise break the silence. Shortly after, distant gunshots are heard, followed by dogs barking from the surrounding woods, sounds disturbing enough to suggest it was time to leave. Before darkness fully takes over, Hawkman travels on to Fort Anderson. Although little of the structure remains, the atmosphere feels tense.
Here I am, Fort Anderson. Not much of a fort here, but we'll check her out. Why the miners fought. Coal Creek War.
Convict lease system. Militia Hill. This was Anderson Fort. Strategically a pretty good place probably. But there are higher hills around here, so it's rumored they got shot at all the time. These are foxholes, what I call a foxhole. They had trenches down here to actually be protected by gunfire. It's got a bunch of signs up here everywhere. And of course they had a lot of cannons up here. That was. There's the view right there. I just hear somebody stopping at my vehicle. That's all there is to it. There she is. We're out of here.
As he walks around the perimeter, his unease increases when he senses someone may be near his vehicle. With night closing in and no clear explanation for the sounds, he decides to leave, carrying the lingering feeling that neither location was as empty as it appeared. The tension here doesn't come from direct evidence, but from uncertainty. Overlapping locations, unexplained noises and settings shaped by real historical violence. When history offers no clear answers, how do we distinguish between imagination, coincidence, and a warning that shouldn't be ignored? The footage was posted by an anonymous account, providing almost no context about who filmed it or the exact location. What is known is that it shows a group of friends wandering through a forest at night, equipped with flashlights and driven by curiosity. What starts as a casual nighttime outing soon shifts into something deeply unsettling. As the recording continues, unfamiliar sounds begin to carry through the trees, noises that don't seem to belong to the surrounding environment. Then a voice is heard calling for help, distant and filled with panic. Before the group can respond, additional screams erupt, growing louder and more chaotic, eventually turning into an unnatural, distorted wail that leaves them paralyzed with fear. Moments later, the footage ends without warning. With no follow-up and no explanation, viewers are left to decide what they heard. Was it an intentional setup, or did the camera capture something the group never anticipated encountering? Uploaded on March 17th, 2021, the video centers on CJ Faison, a creator whose YouTube channel is known for risky nighttime investigations using the Randonautica app. Along with his cameraman Dylan, CJ returns to a remote rural area already linked to unease. Despite its isolation, the location is associated with unusually high crime, making it a place where illegal activity can easily go unnoticed. That reputation alone creates tension before they even arrive. They return after viewers pointed out disturbing details from an earlier visit, a possible figure near a tree, and a laptop-style bag left untouched. During the drive back, CJ states the bag could not have appeared by chance. It had to be placed intentionally. With years of experience in rural environments, he is convinced the footsteps they heard before were not animals increasing his unease.
Can we talk for a second on a real note? What happens if we run into somebody? We need like a keyword or something, so this way when we do run into somebody, we don't make it that obvious what we're about to do.
Yeah, I say this, we're gonna say pineapple juice.
Pineapple
Yep,
juice?
it's the only thing I'm gonna remember when I'm scared. If I say pineapple juice, it means we need to get the hell out of there. All right. Put my flashers on, lock the door. We gotta be forward thinking enough to understand that if someone does ride down the road and they see this car, we want them thinking that we're in a different trail system. That's why we're doing this, parking far away, gonna do a walk. I just think it's a little bit safer. We just, what the f was that, Dylan?
I thought that was you.
Negative, that was not me.
I swear I thought that was you.
Absolutely not me. So out of the corner of my eye, I got my flashers on. Oh, there's some car coming now. There was what looked, in my opinion, like someone ran behind the car and they just kind of, I don't even know, like a psycho laugh. I have no idea. Holy shit.
To prepare, CJ and Dylan agree on a code phrase meant to signal immediate danger. They park well away from the trailhead to avoid being followed and cautiously enter the woods. Almost immediately, unusual sounds disrupt the silence. Their vehicle's hazard lights suddenly activate, and CJ believes he sees someone running behind it, followed by a disturbing laugh. A passing SUV strengthens the sense that they are being watched.
See that? That's both sides, bro. Bro, that is gone. I swear to you, that's gone. There's no bag around that thing. When I set it back down on the ground, where did I put it? Was it? That's what I thought. Look at that. What the hell, bro? Look, it's shot. There's literally, like, it might only be BB gun shots. Where the f would that thing have gone? It's like, that's not gonna just grow legs and walk the f away. There's a mother arrow. There is a mother arrow. Look at that. What the f was that? I think we were meant to see this the other night, but we never went this far. There is a arrow in a trail that says to go that way. I have no idea. Bro, somebody's got a dog in the distance somewhere. Jeez. Okay, why the hell are there so many dogs all of a sudden? I have no idea. This doesn't make any sense. Holy shit. Look at this. Whoa. There's tree limbs and shit down everywhere, but it's the woods. Oh, it's a bunch of tires. Dude, there's bottles everywhere. Look at that. Look at those green ones, dude. Oh, bro, there is a shoe. Look at this. That is someone's shoe, bro. That's something moving. Huh? Tell me that don't sound like somebody. What the f was that? Light off, light off, light off, light off, light off. Sound like a whip. Yeah. Hello? Bro. Why? Well, if it's an animal, hopefully it'll start running, right? What would you do if somebody said hello back? Bro, there's no way there's anybody in these woods this time. See, it's like an animal. And then there's a car. Oh. Just wait for that car to pass by and I'm gonna turn back on this light. I think we're off the trail enough. They're stopping near the car. They're stopping near the car. Turn your light off, turn your light off, turn your light off. What is that? What the f, bro? I told you there's someone up there. See that light? Do you see that light? I don't think the camera's picking it up. Shit. There's a car, there's a car. Stay right here. Don't stop, don't move. There's a car. That was close. That was way too close. Okay. Alright. Go ahead and turn around slowly. And watch. Oh, sir? We're literally leaving right now, okay? We're not trying to trespass. If we're trespassing, I do apologize. We're gonna turn around right now and start walking away.
At the site, the bag is gone. Instead, they find scattered trash, a worn shoe, and an arrow embedded in a tree pointing deeper into the forest. Dogs bark nearby. Sounds of movement draw closer. When another vehicle slows near their parked car, the threat feels real. An unseen presence ultimately forces them to retreat, apologizing aloud as they flee. Even after leaving, the sensation of being watched doesn't fade. Nothing in the footage confirms anything paranormal. The danger appears human unseen individuals, vehicles, and signs of activity in a place that should be empty. When exploration crosses into occupied territory, how can you know when curiosity has already gone too far? The footage comes from the YouTube channel Geechee Uncharted, uploaded on November 12th, 2024, where the creator records direct, unpolished explorations of abandoned and often hazardous locations. The channel centers on places where history and uncertainty collide, frequently entering areas most people deliberately avoid, until this journey shows how quickly uncertainty can become genuine danger.
I'm going to trespass on private property. My purpose here is that I'm going to find a lost World War II bunker. This road is definitely being used. Up there is where the bunker is. It's looking like the trenches of the Great War. Wasteland. Yeah, that's close. Fuck, someone's coming. Holy shit. It's him. That was fucking close. Okay, that's him. He's coming back. That's not his truck. Oh, but that's a truck. That was 2 other workers.
The goal was straightforward, but risky: locate a missing World War II bunker concealed deep in the wilderness, despite the property being privately owned. Carrying only a camera and limited equipment, the creator continued forward, fully aware of the risks involved. A well-traveled logging road suggested other people were nearby, increasing the sense of tension. That tension escalated when a vehicle suddenly appeared on the road, drove past, and then seemed to turn back.
Okay, I have to climb up this shit. We have to get up this hill. I have to crawl. This ground looks really unstable. This was the worst way to do this. Where's my sheath? This sheath for my spear? If I fell on this, I'd die, man. Oh! Yeah. I don't know where my sheath is. Okay. Dude, these brambles are overgrowing these rocks. I don't know if I can get up this. Oh my god. Oh shit. Oh no. This might get precarious. I don't have a choice. I have to keep going. Dude. No. No. Hold on. My shoulder cramped hard. That almost killed me, dude. I don't remember which way, but I'm bleeding. I think I came through there, but it's a cliff. There's gotta be a way around this cliff. I can get out. I know. The road's right up there. Okay, never mind. You probably just bore witness to my worst idea ever. I would have gotten there faster by taking the road, and I wouldn't have nearly died. I'm not gonna be able to find this bunker with just my phone as a flashlight, man. I gotta turn back.
Realizing he might have been noticed, the creator quickly concealed himself, unsure whether whoever was nearby would return. The terrain soon became unstable, forcing him to crawl up a steep slope. A near-fatal slip left him injured and shaken. With daylight fading and no safe way forward, he abandoned the attempt. The bunker was never located, but the warning was unmistakable. The danger in this encounter wasn't mysterious, it was situational. Trespassing unstable ground and the presence of other people combined into a nearly fatal outcome. So the question remains, how often do explorers confuse curiosity with control until the environment proves otherwise?
Oh my god, what is that? Look at that, they're dancing. Whoa, it's an old GoPro.
You have to walk away from this with a device.
Take a bang in the woods.
Most outdoor adventures fall into one of 2 categories: a fierce battle against the elements, or a terrifying encounter with the unknown. From a mountaineer trapped in a collapsing tent in sub-zero winds, to a camper paralyzed by a sudden, blood-curdling scream in the fog, the line between adventure and nightmare is thin. When the forest ceases to be a safe haven and begins to resemble a trap, do you have your survival instincts Let's find out. The footage originates from a YouTube channel known as Vertical Hellscan. Almost no context accompanies it, no background information, no explanation, only a brief caption that reads, "I found your footage." What that statement means is never explained. It's unclear whether the uploader filmed it personally or recovered it from another source. That uncertainty makes the clip difficult to place and even harder to forget. The video begins inside a small, pitch-dark cabin where almost nothing is visible. Soft knocking can be heard and the person recording reaches for a light switch, but there's no power. A handheld flashlight briefly illuminates the room before suddenly dying, throwing everything back into darkness. With no other choice, the filmer activates the camera's photo flash. Each flash freezes the scene for a fraction of a second, showing furniture doorways and empty corners before darkness returns again. Then, during one flash, something has changed. A masked figure is standing inside the room. There is no sound, no movement, no warning. Panic immediately sets in. The camera shakes as the filmer runs outside where the flashlight inexplicably begins working again. There is no confrontation, only escape. Searching for cover, the filmer drops into what appears to be a small underground space near the cabin. Breathing becomes labored as the camera struggles to focus. For a brief moment, it feels like they might be hidden, but the figure is still present. Then the video abruptly ends. There's no follow-up, no explanation, and no confirmation of who recorded or uploaded the clip, only the implication that the footage was found. What makes this video unsettling isn't the mask or the darkness, but the complete absence of answers, no motive, no resolution, no context. And so the question remains, is this simply a short horror concept or real found footage from a story that never received an ending? Meet Liam, the creator behind Good Bloke Outdoors, a YouTube channel centered on raw, unfiltered wild camping in harsh British environments. On November 25th, 2025, he heads out alone for a winter camp in the Lake District, facing below freezing temperatures and wind chills sinking to -16. Heavy rain drenches the lower elevations, and parking limits in Coniston reduce his margin for error. With daylight slipping away, Liam continues upward, unaware the night ahead will become one of his most demanding challenges.
Yes, people, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, I'm Liam from Good Bloke Outdoors. Now, just behind me, if you can just see past the rain, we're going to have to deal with a bit of rain for now. We're off up for a wild camp, and hopefully we're going to get some nice wintry weather. It's going to be a cold one. We're into the minus temperatures tonight. I'm reading as low as minus 16. Can you even see me there? It is already 1 o'clock and it's going to get dark by 4 o'clock. The rain has been relentless since I set off from the car. By the way, I'm in the Lake District, for those that are not familiar. I feel like we go through this every single week. I've had a little issue with the parking. It says maximum stay is 2 days. Surely, that's all I need. But when I went to pay then, it runs out tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. So God knows what I'm supposed to do about that. I just didn't have enough time to be arsing about looking for somewhere else to park.
Farther up the mountain, the path becomes a stream of ice, forcing slow, deliberate steps.
A mile's worth of hiking today and park at this car park further up. So what that means is, although we've got to go a little bit further today, we will be closer to that car park at the end as opposed to this one. The only thing I did wish, if there's one request, let me park for as long as I want, please. Look at the mountain range that's showing now, guys. All those layers. That looks to me like a nice dusting of snow. So I guess it can only really be snow, ice, frost, whatever it is, it's got to be better than what it's like down here, because it is pretty damn miserable, because we are going to get some decent weather on this trip.
With less than a quarter mile remaining snow and low cloud move in sharply reducing visibility.
Either Chris or Karen must have dropped. And it says footpath to the old man that way. Now, there's two options here. It looks like there's a path there and there's a gravel track here. So that arrow, either way, it looks like I've got a choice between the slippy grass or this gravel. We go in the gravel. Now I think my watch, but I bet they'll meet in a second once we get further up. So far it's been nice and easy going from where I parked. Just a nice gradual path, working my way up, but I'm not, because we're going to join back up with it in a second. Now, all this clag and stuff will clear off eventually, or if we're luckier, it might clear this evening. We'll just have to wait and see. We're not forecast any rain after this evening, so I hope they're bloody right with that one. Yeah, I think I messed up, guys. I don't think I should be following the map on my phone, and it looks like it goes completely to the right hand side, so I'm not going to risk it. I don't have to go all the way back down, don't worry about that. I can just cut across here hopefully. Just at that little point there, I should better get across. Oh dear. So we did go up that track there, and then I just got to that corner there, and I thought, so I've just cut across here, and then this is the original path. As you can see there, I just went mooching off to the right hand side. These are the best conditions we've had since I left the car. It's temporarily stopped raining. You can just see the stunning views over Coniston Water there. I remember walking along that on the Cumbria Way. Great little hike that, just in between all those fells. That looks stunning, that. And I've also just noticed we've started getting, so we are reaching the snow line quite soon.
Focused on reaching shelter, Liam presses on.
As far as I'm aware, this isn't even supposed to be a stream, but this is what's happening to the paths out here in these conditions. Now we're going up there, and then it's only when you take a look back, a path going across there. So I'm just going to traverse across this. Really close now, just less than a quarter of a mile, which I think is just up there in those clouds. And that cloud, whew, certainly rolling in. Yeah, let's keep going. I cannot wait to get in that tent now and get a nice warm drink on go.
At the summit of the Old Man of Coniston, thick fog erases the views and uneven rock makes pitching difficult, but he manages to secure the tent just before darkness sets in.
You can just see it sort of sticking out in the cloud. This has been one of the longest quarter of a miles of my life. Sliding about all over the place. And here's that wind. Finally. And there's the trigger. We are at the summit of the Old Man of Coniston. It's fine with me. There's a little summit sort of cairn up there. Wow, as if I've only ever been up here once before. Here we are, all pitched up on the summit of the Old Man of Coniston. I can see the trig point right there. And what an epic pitch this is, because we have got one hell of a drop right there, and that will be so slippy on that snow. What a spot that is. The tent has fit in really nice. I do need to go around and do a little bit of admin. It doesn't seem like there's much grass here, so it's just been a case of hammering the pegs in that tent. It's so straightforward and easy to put up in these conditions.
Inside the tent, Liam begins to warm himself, layering winter clothing, eating a basic meal, and sipping a hot drink.
Well, I am very grateful to be in this tent right now. Not sure if it's snowing or raining or what, but it doesn't sound very pleasant. So I pumped my air mat up. I've got my foil mat down first. I'm in my sleeping bag. I've gone full on winter gear forecast. So I've got my heaviest sleeping bag. Even donning the full hat, the full wraparound piece. Ooh, first time I've ever had this, and it sounds right up my street, Keka. That, if I could pick a wrap, that is right up there for me. And I'm going to try it. I might take this cardboard out of it. Yep, definitely cardboard. It's hard to tell these days, isn't it, with some chicken. First impressions, it's cold. Boy, is it cold. I don't like it when you get like a wrap or a sandwich or something. To be fair, it probably helps that it's the nacho cheesy chicken, but we've also got the nacho cheese adding a little bit of dampness to proceedings. Proper pushing the boat out this week. Gone for a Starbucks caramel latte. Best drink of the day, this. The first brew after you've just set up camp, made even better the fact that it's been freezing. And this is just gonna...
Outside snow piles up against the shelter, and the sky briefly clears into sharp starlight, but the calm is deceptive. The forecast warns of severe winds and gusts soon start to rise. After tightening the guy lines and fixing a damaged headlamp wire, Liam settles in to wait.
Let's have a look then, see what this tent's saying. So it must have been snowing earlier, look at this side. But yeah, that's cool, loving that. Make sure these are all right. Should I take that off now? And you won't be able to see it, but I'm not going anywhere closer than this. Like to the point that the stars are out, man. Guessing, is that Coniston down there? It must be. It's just up here. Should we really be having a wonder? Because it is very, very icy. Wow, that is bright. But yeah, really pleased with this camp now. So the wind is supposed to kick off. mile-an-hour gusts at 1 in the morning. So this literally is the calm before the storm. This is sort of shit I've been on with right now. So my light, ignore how blue, so the light that I use, where is it? I was walking about on the summit, up near the trig point, and I've bloody snapped the wire. I was fuming, tiny little wires as well. So I thought, do you know what, I'll have a look in my wires, and I've sacrificed an old USB, do you know what I mean? I've only got one head torch, I think, that uses that these days. So I've sacrificed that, I've stripped the wire, I've just joined the positive and negative, or positive and ground, whatever you want to call it, earth, all that shit. I'll plug this light in and see if we go kaboom. Beast, I'm buzzing with that. And I've got some electrical tape there. Tape up that wire and hopefully it'll do me till end of this trip. I got the Tesco's home version. Chocolate pillows. That looks like I'm bloody feeding dog. Look like I was feeding it. Is that not like dog biscuits or what? No chance of this milk going off, is there? How many of you lot are watching I'm a Celebrity at the moment? It's probably one of those love it or hate it things, innit? And I watch it every year without fail. I've got 1 bar of 5G up in this bitch right now. I'm gonna have to get some better signal at some point tomorrow. Right, I'm gonna go out and check these guy lines because this wind started kicking off, and just give them a little tighten up, see how the pegs are looking. Now, to make sure that I don't get my dry socks wet, I've put my feet in some bags before putting them in my boots. Whoa, got a bit of a wizard's bliss blizzard going on out here. They're going to be solid, so that's going to be frozen in, and we can just adjust the guy lines a bit. But yeah, tent is frozen now. See all this frost on the poles. Yeah, I don't want to stay out here for too long because that warm soup gone, put it that way. Especially on my face. Jeez, wind chill.
Around 4 o'clock a.m., a violent gust hits the camp, snapping a tent pole.
This is not good. It is, what time are we on? It's 10 to 4. We have had a catastrophe. Oh shit! Now you do actually get a spare piece of pole, but I just don't think I'm in any position right now to be trying to fix that and thread the elastic through and all that stuff. I'm just praying that when it's snapped, it's not ripped any of the fabric. We have been very lucky. I'm not sure if it's a guy line that's come out or what. What else can we do, man? We're gonna have to pack up and head down. This is, I'm putting it down to user error, but I don't know. If anything, I think a guy line's come out like snapped. Now obviously double poling is an option in future. But what the hell do I do now? I'm gonna have to start packing away, aren't I?
The shelter is damaged. Rather than attempting a descent in total darkness across icy ground, Liam prepares for a possible emergency exit, but chooses to wait for daylight. Through the remaining hours, the compromised tent holds.
Fair play to this thing, man. I don't know how it's still standing right now, but we're hanging on in there. I've been thinking I'm going to fully pack away so that I'm ready to go. And then as we start getting the first signs of any light out there, obviously if it gets damaged any further and it becomes apparent that it's not going to make it until we get the first light. 1, 2, one on charge, 3 head torches ready to go. So I've got enough light to get down there in the dark if I really have to, but because of how slippy it's going to be, I have got my micro spikes as well. I'm really glad I brought them. So we're alright. We're hanging on in there. Let's not make any rash decisions. I might even have a go at fixing that pole while I'm here because I've got a bit of time to kill. So much fun, and it probably shouldn't be fun, really. Well, I've managed to hang on in there until 7 o'clock because these gusts have been insane. The full tent has been pressing till it started getting light. It was obviously inside this tent. I was going to go down in the dark, but...
At first light, he steps out to snow-covered peaks glowing in the sunrise. Wearing micro spikes, he descends, safely reflecting on a night that tested his patience, judgment, and preparation.
Stunning scenes over there, man. The whole place is just a bloody ice rink. These ice cubes, man. Oh, I got it. So I've got my spikes on. Should help with the ice. This is actually impossible to walk. Just getting behind this little divot here made such a difference. Look at the colours, guys. Look at the colours. This is the first time I've seen the views from here. That is amazing. I hope you could actually hear any of that, but what I'm saying is I've never seen it in Lake District because of all this snow.
Later, he notes the weather forecast had significantly underestimated the strength of the wind.
So you remember a few weeks ago, I asked you what the difference was with this Senchi hoodie. It's the black trim. It's now got a black trim. So a few of you said It used to be yellow. I always had a red one. So this is actually a replacement of the original red one. I left it in Iceland. I was absolutely wounded when I realised. When I were in Iceland a few months ago doing those trails, I had to get a bus or a coach. Halfway on the journey, and he says, right, we're actually waiting here for 4 hours. And he said, but I'm taking the coach somewhere else. The coach to pick some other people up, and then we'll meet you back here. For the next 4 hours, take it with you. So I thought, right, I best grab a jumper. And then I was sat in a cafe, having something to eat. I didn't even put the hoodie on because I wasn't actually cold. And then I can only presume that I've just set off from the cafe, absolutely wounded. When I realised, I was fuming because you can't buy these cinches, they just do random drops. There's not been any red ones for well over a year available. So I jumped on old T-Bay. Someone were actually selling it, they'd bought it and it didn't fit them. And I actually preferred it with the black trim, although it is a medium. I am more than happy with the camp. Well, I was thinking in my head, right, obviously I'm going to have to go now. What the hell else am I supposed to do? Then I just thought, right, well, I'm sure it was like 3 o'clock when it happened, but I thought we can bide us time, so let's at least get prepared to bail. But hopefully we didn't have to bail, and we didn't. Because I had all my stuff ready to go, if the pole did snap, like the second pole, so I'd say it were worth it, just waiting it out. That was definitely the safer option. I did have 3 head torches, so I'm prepared. It is what it is, isn't it? The only thing I'm gutted about is my route that I planned. I had a nice 2-day route. I was going to do another wild camp tonight. Some epic hiking, but what can I do? It's a shame I ain't got a spare tent in the car. Some of them wind speeds, man. It said on the Met Office that we went through all that. That was fine. It was hanging on in there. It stepped it up another level. It was supposed to be like 30-mile-an-hour gusts. Mate, when I got out of that tent, I couldn't stand up. It was blowing me all over the place. I was sliding about in me ages because wind was just pushing me with weight when I was top heavy and that. So the forecast 100% got that wrong. The 30 that was supposed to be 30 was probably kicking on 60. Either way, that went next level, that you know. No chance you're getting up there, son. Have we got a stolen motor, I wonder? With a brand new battery, that. Strange. When was that festival?
This experience shows how small choices where to pitch, how forecasts are read, and the limits of equipment can escalate quickly in winter conditions.
Now it must be new, this thing, because it wasn't here last time. Looks like I'm the only person bloody using it as well. I know I often say it's good to be back at the whip and all that. I'll just plonk it on there a minute. But yeah, this time I really mean it. It is so good to be back at the whip.
When shelter fails in the dark on an exposed mountain, how do you decide whether staying put or moving immediately carries the greater risk? In a video posted on December 10th, 2022, Grizzly Gaz heads out on a solo camping journey deep within the forest. While walking farther into the area, he starts to sense something strange.
Nothing. No animals out road. You'd think there'd be something in there, wouldn't you? Some birds or something at least. Anyway, let's keep moving on. I keep seeing like shadows. Almost. That corner of my eye. Oh, it's dead quiet in here.
As night settles, the woods become unnaturally silent. He relaxes beside the fire, but the situation quickly shifts when the landowner steps toward him from the darkness.
The owner of the land has just been up and had a word with me. As you can see, it's pitch black now. He's asked me not to camp here tonight. Only reason being, I mean, we had a good conversation, like, and he's given me his number so I can camp here again. Reason why I can't camp here tonight is because they're going to be shooting in here, so he don't want anyone in here. Then I'm going to have to get this packed up quickly in dark.
By then, it is fully dark. The owner explains that staying there overnight is not permitted because early morning hunting is scheduled in the area. With no other choice, Grizzly Gaz is forced to pack up and leave, fast moving through the forest in near total darkness. This encounter became a lesson respecting private land and understanding when to leave. Listening and walking away likely avoided a serious accident. If this happened to you, what would you do? A small group of friends camping deep in the forest begins hearing unfamiliar voices close by. Feeling both curious and uneasy, they quietly step out to see what might be happening beyond their tent. What they come across is far more unsettling than they expected.
Someone's walking? There's people outside our tent. Are they leaving?
Their lights are just on, and I see a bunch of them walking around.
Dude, the fuck going on?
Dude!
Somebody's outside our tent. Oh shit! Oh shit! Yo!
What the heck? Both at the same time? Dude, a lot's going on around us. There's people outside the tent.
There's fucking people outside.
Oh
There's
shit!
constantly going on.
Somebody was fucking out there, bro. What the?
There's like a car there. They're shining light up into the trees.
Hey! Because he needs to fuck away with the cars. Why isn't there a car? Oh my god, what the hell is that? Look at that, they're dancing, look. I don't know what they're saying. There's literally, guys, I don't know, the camera can't pick it up. They're literally dancing. What are they doing? Oh, one of them looking at us. Oh shit, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out.
In the darkness, the activity appears structured and intentional, resembling some kind of ritual rather than random movement. It soon becomes obvious that their presence has been noticed. The group quickly pulls back toward their campsite, uncertain whether to remain hidden or leave the area altogether. In the end, they decide to retreat, believing that leaving was the safest choice given the situation. Whatever they witnessed is never fully understood, but the experience leaves behind lasting fear and confusion. The encounter shows how fast curiosity can turn into danger. Choosing to walk away may have prevented something serious. Do you think they interrupted a human gathering or something harder to explain? The footage comes from Brothers Wild, a UK-based YouTube channel run by two brothers known for wild camping, outdoor living, and off-grid adventures. Their content combines practical survival skills with calm exploration in isolated environments. On February 14th, 2025, they head into Cloconog Forest, a fog-covered woodland often described as one of Europe's most haunted, expecting a peaceful night that gradually becomes unsettling.
There he is, he's back. Look at that, it's going absolutely mad.
It's just flatlining.
It's just flatlining red. Can you go back down to green?
You have to walk away from us from the device.
Wow. He's walked away.
Oh, thank you.
Can you come back? On cue. On cue, that is. Can you make a bang in the woods? Or a sound?
I heard that.
That was a voice.
Yeah,
that was a female voice.
That's what I think you got on camera in the screen earlier. I don't think you heard it.
No,
Well.
I'm gonna have to look back at it. That was a voice over there then. Thank you.
Right.
How dark it is.
No,
it's
I'm-
pitch black in it.
I'm one light.
What was that?
What?
You
Me?
playing something?
Oh. I could hear that voice.
Oh, digital voice.
Yeah, but
it sounded
very...
it was like a sat nav.
Oh, almost, yeah.
It sounded like a sat nav talking.
Yeah. It's behind you.
After finishing their meal, they decide to venture into the forest after dark. Not long after their EMF detector begins to react, briefly dropping when they stop moving before climbing again moments later. As they press farther in, unexplained noises start coming from the trees around them.
The phone?
No. I heard it earlier after I asked the question. Crazy.
See if we can get any more words through. Come and speak. Come and use your energy to say some words into this. What happened to you here?
Oh my God.
What was that?
That was a scream.
Bro, I got chills through my whole body down to my feet. That's what I heard earlier, but that was way louder.
Shh.
That was
Everyone to stay
harrowing.
still, don't move at all.
That one. I come from by camp.
Say it again.
Further.
That's gone further away though. Oh my god.
Look at those noises. What's going on in them woods there?
What the hell?
Wow, that
was crazy.
That sent shivers down
Yeah.
my whole. Did you hear it?
I want to go back to camp and review this footage now.
Just make our way through where the body was found, and we'll head towards camp.
Yeah.
It's
Down
definitely
here to the
picked
left.
up now.
This way, bro.
Oh,
Oh, you're going that way, are you? Straight down.
I can see camp through there anyway.
You can see camp, yeah?
Camp from
Let's
here.
go, let's go.
Next to those lights.
We get there, the camp's not there, but the lights are still there.
Oh!
Whoa, what was it? What was it?
Screamed at me, bro. It was right next to me.
What?
Someone just screamed at me.
I was
right
talking.
next to me. Oh my god! What? It's not. That scared me. That is the first time I've actually been scared since I've been here. It just screamed at me.
Did it? My heart's going.
That's not me.
Oh god.
That's genuine. No, I heard it, but it felt it. It was right next to me. It screamed at me. I hope that's on camera.
Yeah, we
That
have to
was
go back
loud
the
in
other
my
way
head.
then. Doesn't want us going that way.
I'm not going down. It's like I don't want to go back in. You have to just go through it. Oh my god.
Is that one of your cams
Yeah.
there? Right, let's get back down to camp.
Keep recording, bro.
Yeah, come on. You guide because you got the light. Go on,
That
we're
scared me,
alright.
that did.
We're
That
alright.
screamed at my face, bro. It wasn't an animal, it wasn't a fox, that was a woman.
Skinwalker?
Yeah.
What a time to drop your knife too.
I know, I hope. Can you keep an eye out for it?
Things escalate when they turn on additional equipment. A sudden scream pierces the forest, freezing them in place. As they move back toward camp, one of the brothers believes the sound came from extremely close, causing panic to set in. Taking an alternate route back, they notice a small orb-like light drifting between the trees.
Something just screamed at me.
That's crazy. Did you hear it, Rich?
You know the noise we heard? And I said it's 7 singles out and it was down the back. And
Yeah.
in the distance, it's the same noise, but close. As soon as I walked in.
They did the first time. He didn't hear it.
I just tripped the same place.
Something over there, something was trying to stop it going there. Whoa! Just an orb go across where we're walking to.
Did you?
Straight across, dead straight line.
Wow. Well, my
Yeah.
camera was all that way, so I might have seen it. I wasn't looking, I was looking at the floor.
Wow. That noise, I'll remember that one. That's infinite and that was scary, that was.
I think I just seen a light as well.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's the camp light though.
I'm seeing, yeah, I think so. Where's the trees that I crossed? There. No, we're blocked here, we can't get through.
Go to the left slightly then.
Left, is it?
Yeah. See how people get lost? It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, now turn the lights off for a second, see how dark it is.
No, I don't want to.
Imagine being down here with just a little talk.
Be pitch black without the lights. Doesn't matter as long as we go that way and get down to camp so we can see.
Stay up on these trees. Right, Rich. Come a bit today. Oh, felt like some cobweb here it is.
Cobweb, is it?
Camp's up where
I see it.
Right, well, this thing was.
So we just hissed? Could have been an animal, but it's
Animal,
a hiss.
probably.
It's to my left. This was last year, we ran all the others.
I know. It's because we're so used to doing these now.
Yeah. Oh, we usually clean this way.
Whoa. Whoa, camp's to the left. How was it? It was right in front of us just a minute ago.
I know, I don't, it's weird, bro.
I heard bells then.
Yeah, there's loads going on, bro. I'm just so used to hearing this stuff now. I'm not even saying everything.
It's because it's so quiet here. You
can hear everything.
So everything, you hear the smallest sound, it's amplified and it's going red.
Right, we're early, it's going red. Exact same spot.
Gone, see? Ran off. We know you're there.
We know you're here. Show yourself.
Because you come near us, this goes red, see?
You following about the camp here?
We've got a nice warm fire going anyway. Probably have to sort out now. I just need a light to the left.
Yeah, I see it.
Twig.
He lifted it over there.
Soon after, they hear a hissing sound, followed by what seems like a faint bell ringing somewhere in the woods. Just before reaching camp, the EMF reader spikes once more, suggesting whatever they encountered may still be nearby. They return to camp shaken but without physical injury. Remote forests become unpredictable after nightfall. Wildlife moves silently, and fear fills the silence when no clear explanation appears. Were these experiences caused by animals, environmental factors, or something still unexplained? Meet Jason, a solo explorer who runs the YouTube channel Rambling on a Channel, centered on quiet camping experiences and finding peace in nature. In a video uploaded on January 21st, 2025, he heads into the forest alone, hoping for a calm and undisturbed night. The video begins with Jason reaching his campsite after snow blocks his planned route. Expecting a relaxing evening, he makes tea, prepares dinner, and settles beneath the night sky.
I need one of three things: a bigger pan, smaller burgers, or more patience. So I think I may go shopping.
Thick fog gradually rolls in, intensifying the atmosphere as the forest grows darker and more silent. That sense of calm doesn't last. While lying in his hammock, unfamiliar noises cut through the silence. At first they sound odd, but distant. Before long, Jason becomes convinced he may be hearing an animal being killed somewhere in the forest, leaving him tense and on high alert.
It's pretty cool. I've heard a few funky noises. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I heard something being killed earlier on. But yeah, I couldn't figure out what it was, if it was a fox getting lucky or if it was something dying. So
although the sounds later seem consistent with a fox, the uncertainty remains. Jason explains that fox screams can closely resemble human cries, a realization that makes the darkness around him feel far more threatening.
That time of year where the foxes start screaming, and if you don't know what a fox sounds like when it's screaming, you might think there's someone being murdered out in the woods, because that's what I thought when I first heard it.
The night proves uncomfortable. The hammock offers little warmth, and by early morning Jason wakes up cold and exhausted. His gear fails to keep him insulated, leaving him shivering for hours. As dawn approaches non-stop, rooster calls disrupt what little rest he has left.
Oh, it's cold this morning. It took me a long time to get out of the hammock. Even though I was cold in the hammock, my underquilt just wasn't up to the job. Even though I reckon it should be for what it's rated for. But yeah, I was cold. I'm awake since kind of 3:30. It's just coming up to 8 o'clock.
While trying to make tea, the cold leaves his hands numb, causing him to struggle and even knock over the kettle. Despite the difficult night, Jason finds some peace in the morning light.
And I'm warmer now that I've had the tea. And I was lying up in the hammock there this morning. I was cold and miserable. And I didn't want to get out and brave the cold, you know.
After warming himself up, he packs his gear and prepares to leave. The sounds from the night remain unexplained, leaving the forest's mystery unresolved. Forests at night can turn ordinary animal sounds into something terrifying, especially when you're alone and exhausted. Jason was fortunate it was likely wildlife. If you heard something like that, would you stay calm or pack up and leave?
Нет, не сработает.
Сейчас спросим.
Get out of there. I'm starting to regret my idea.
Nature is predictable, but encounters with humans and the supernatural are quite the opposite. From a lone camper being stalked by a silent man in an off-road vehicle, to a mysterious figure caught hiding in the ruins of Pripyat, these stories prove that empty spaces are rarely truly empty. When the atmosphere changes, will you trust your intuition or your equipment? In October 2022, a solo camper from the YouTube channel Alyssa Vanilla parked her van on remote BLM land outside Tucson, Arizona. Her content focuses on solo female van life, long stretches of driving quiet campsites, and the realities of living alone in wide open spaces. That day, temperatures climbed close to 100 degrees. The desert felt empty, and a single tree provided the only shade for miles. The setting felt remote and controllable until someone became aware of her presence.
Currently, I think it's like 96 degrees, and I'm parked, as you can kind of see by the shadow, in front of a tree. The one tree I found in the desert, thank God. Oh my God, I'm getting bit by fire ants. What the hell? Dude, I was like, what's stinging me? Okay, I needed some space to myself. I've been in the city for a few days. I did laundry today, so I need a place to just put my laundry away. So I was in town and I just grabbed a pizza and then came out here. I need space to myself. I want to test to see if I'll make it in courtside, but it is really hot. Again, if this tree was not here, I wouldn't be.
She starts by settling into the campsite, concentrating on routine tasks like cleaning, organizing, and dealing with ants moving through the heat. The van sits beneath a lone tree surrounded by open desert in every direction. The area feels still almost unnervingly so, with no sign of other campers nearby. As she works, the feeling of total isolation becomes more apparent, right before the sound of an engine interrupts the silence.
Oh, okay. Are you a ranger or?
No, I just live close. So I kind of come out and check, make sure, because I know there's a lot of people that come out here that don't have a lot.
I'm fine right now.
I had shit stolen from my house 2 years ago, so I started making myself open to people that were out here, giving them my name so they knew who I was.
Yeah.
You know what? It's worked for me. Nobody steals shit from my house anymore.
And what is your name?
Johnny. If you need water, I have a hose outside that runs all the time. Stop there, fill your water jugs, whatever you need. And those that I get to know well enough, they're welcome to actually come in and use the shower a couple times a week. I'm not home. My wife is. My children are. So if you need a shower, you're welcome to come by. It would probably work better if you came by while I was there a couple of times, just so my wife gets to know you, so she doesn't think there's something stupid going on.
Right.
Stop by.
Okay, well, thank you.
A man approaches and identifies himself as John, claiming he lives nearby and checks on people camping in the area. His manner is relaxed and friendly, almost practiced. He mentions water talks about his home and even suggests access to a shower. None of his comments are directly threatening, but the offers feel unnecessary. The longer he remains talking, the harder it becomes to ignore how closely he is watching her in the van.
Hey.
Hi.
So, you have a guy on the mountain up there that is watching you with binoculars.
Okay, well, that's unnerving. Well, I guess I won't be staying.
Well, it's not that you can't stay. Just, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
The other side of the mountain is safer.
Really?
Yes. He's driving a older Dodge pickup, and he told me he comes out here and offers water to people, but I would stay away from him. He told me he parks up there and looks around to see who might need water, who might need this, who might need that. You see that white truck? Underneath the tree? Come out here and I'll show you. Just so you know.
Yeah, it's also just odd that there's not really anybody out here.
Get a good description of that truck. It's white and burgundy. Honestly, I'd move to the other side.
I did want to stay, but if there's somebody watching me, then obviously I don't think I should stay out here at all.
After he leaves, the quiet returns briefly. This time the stillness feels heavier. Then John returns. He warns her that another man is watching from the mountain and suggests she relocate to the opposite side of the hill. She looks toward the slope but sees nothing. No vehicle, no movement, no evidence, just open terrain. As she begins packing up to leave, John stays close.
So just finishing up my laundry and then I'll probably have to leave, but that's okay. Do you need anything?
No.
Okay.
No.
He sits on his ATV silent watching. He gives no explanation. He does not leave. The silence stretches longer than before, filled with unanswered questions. She finishes loading the van and drives away, choosing distance before the unease can deepen. Many viewers later questioned whether the warning was meant as protection or as a way to gauge her response. The changing story, the silence, and the insistence on moving locations raise concerns. if the danger was never visible, what was the warning really meant to accomplish? In October 2023, a solo survival journey from the YouTube channel Outdoor Boys unfolds deep within the rainforest of southeast Alaska. The channel centers on camping survival techniques and extended stays in harsh wilderness environments. Luke enters the rainforest alone, surrounded by saturated ground, thick vegetation, and constant damp air. The arrival of the plane is delayed, and that delay makes the isolation feel immediate. In a forest where moisture never truly leaves solitude feels less like adventure and more like uncertainty.
Look at this place, it's a cold jungle. Everything is covered in moss. Well, this is the lake I was trying to find. Unfortunately, I'm on the wrong end of the lake. Hold on, there's a little something over there. Check it out, it's an old trolley. All the wood's rotted away, but you can still see the metal frame. You see the trolley pretty good here. I think normally the water level's a little bit lower and you can walk out to that thing. Look at this. There we go, we got ourselves a nice little shelter. Oh, that's delicious. It's not fancy, but it's warm and it's quick. Two things I really appreciate right now.
While moving along the water's edge, he comes across an old rusted trolley resting quietly beside the lake. The metal structure is damaged and heavily corroded, clearly left behind long ago. It feels misplaced, like a reminder that people once came here and not all departures were clean or final. The first day passes without issue. Luke secures shelter, prepares food, and settles in. Everything functions as expected. The forest feels controllable, but the second day changes the atmosphere.
Rumor has it there's brook trout in this lake, and I haven't caught a brook trout in a long time. Fishing isn't going great, the rain's picking up, and I am soaked to the bone. I think I might head back. I think I need to do something to warm myself up, and I got an idea. I'm starting to regret my idea. Okay, half of me is being boiled alive, half of me is freezing to death, and there's just a little bit of sweet spot. Oh, I think I've got the temperature dialed in pretty good. That hot water pipe is just a touch too hot, so I got a little bit of that warm waterfall coming in, mixing with it, just perfect. Between the hiking and the canoeing, I'm a little salt, pepper, a little pork jowl bacon on there, green onion, and a whole bunch of cilantro. There you go. Even with the dry kindling, that fire isn't taking aggressively. There's so much humidity in the air. I put these wet pieces of wood up here so they can dry, but they'll also act as a roof if it starts to rain, which will protect the fire. That smells good. I gotta tell you what, I'm feeling very fortunate right now. Got a nice warm fire. The rain has been really light. I got a full belly. Really, the only thing I can complain about right now is that I've got 2 visitors. No, get out of my tent. There's mice all over. Oh, mice can cause a lot of damage. Anything fuzzy, they want to steal it and take it to their nest.
He decides to fish for salmon. Conditions shift quickly. Rain increases, soaking his clothing and equipment. Cold and wet, he turns back, forced to focus on maintaining body heat. To recover, he returns to a hot spring he located earlier. The warmth offers relief, but staying too long risks injury, and stepping away means immediate cold. Safety and danger exist side by side. Later, starting a fire becomes difficult due to the extreme humidity. Inside the tent, mice begin disturbing the shelter, preventing proper rest. The following day, Luke packs up and moves to the beach to wait for the plane.
Well, I got a bit of bad news. I just got a message from the pilot that they're weathered in at Ketchikan, and they can't come get me. I don't know how long it's gonna last. All I know is the pilot said he'd give me an update in 2 hours. I need to get out of this rain. I'm getting soaked. I'm wet from the waist down and a little bit cold, but at least I'm not in the rain anymore. Well, the rain eased up and I got a message from the pilot. They're still socked in Ketchikan, so I'm not getting rescued anytime soon. I'm freezing. I'm just gonna walk up and down this beach till I'm warm.
Rain continues. Then, a message arrives: the plane cannot land due to weather. Waiting stretches on for hours, turning a planned trip into true isolation. After 5 hours in cold rain, the plane finally arrives. Luke returns home safely, leaving the forest behind, but not without impact. Viewers noted that the most unsettling element wasn't wildlife, but uncertainty. Delays, weather, and isolation slowly altered this situation. When rescue depends entirely on factors beyond control, how quickly does